If you've been hit while riding your bicycle, don't call it an accident. It's a crash. And in Florida, what happens next could make or break your recovery. You've got legal rights that most people don't know about, and you'll need them. I'm Cary Woods II, a personal injury attorney here in Miami. Today, I want to walk you through what Florida law says about bicycle crashes, what to do if you've been hurt, and how to protect your rights starting now. If this already happened to you, reach out. We'll go over your case for free and tell you what your options are. Now, let's talk about what the law actually says in Florida. A lot of people don't know this, but bicycles are considered motor vehicles here in Florida. That means when you're riding on the road, you have the same rights and responsibilities as someone who's driving a car. You're not in the way. You're legally allowed to be there. But drivers don't always treat bicyclists with the respect they deserve. And when that leads to a crash, it's not only unfair, it's often illegal. Here's where it gets a little bit more detailed, but stick with me, it's important. If you're on the road and going slower than traffic, you're generally supposed to ride as far to the right as possible because it's safer. But that doesn't mean hugging the curb. If there's debris, the lane's too narrow, or you're getting ready to turn, you're allowed to move over. However, if you're riding your bicycle on the sidewalk, Florida law treats you as a pedestrian. That means cars are supposed to yield to you when you're crossing sidewalks or making turns. But you also have to yield to pedestrians, especially when you're passing. And yes, there is a rule that cars must give you 3 feet when passing. But we all know that doesn't always happen, especially in city traffic. Here's another one that most people don't know. Your own car insurance might cover you if hit while biking. Your PIP, personal injury protection, could apply. And if a driver was uninsured or underinsured, you may be able to use your own coverage too. And Florida uses what's called a comparative negligence system. And even if they say you're partially at fault, for example, maybe you didn't have your lights on or you weren't wearing a helmet, you can still recover damages. It just gets reduced by your percentage of fault. Also, this is key, you only have 2 years to file a lawsuit here in Florida. That clock starts ticking the day of your crash. And honestly, the longer you wait, the harder it is to prove your case. Surveillance video disappears, witnesses forget, and evidence disappears fast. So if you're injured while riding, whether it was a car, a door that swung open into your path, or a road hazard, it's worth having someone take a closer look. This matters because in many cases, the driver attempts to blame the bicyclist. That's why knowing these rules and documenting everything after a crash is critical. One of my clients was riding in the bike lane when a driver suddenly opened his door. He flew off the bike, fractured his collarbone, and as a personal trainer could not work for weeks. The insurance company tried to deny responsibility by saying he should have seen it coming. But Florida law is clear. Drivers can't sharply open a door if it interferes with traffic. We held him accountable and got him compensated for every dollar he lost. Look, bicycle crashes aren't just painful. They can derail your health, work, and finances. If you were hit while riding your bike, even if you're not sure what went wrong, reach out today. My team and I will review your case, explain your rights, and help you take the next steps. You are not alone, and you don't have to pedal uphill on this one.